Today I'm going to be doing the battery relocation on the FD. I did order the stuff when I found out the battery was arcing on the battery box, and I already had this lithium battery. I'll have to order another one for the 240, but I ordered the heat shrink tube. I ordered black for ground, red for positive, and then the cable I ordered all black. And that's why I ordered red shrink. This is a lithium battery. It is like 2 pounds. They're very light, and it has this little cool feature to show you if it's charged or not, or what the amount of charge is in the battery. Some ends. These are 1-aught battery ends. They're copper and then they're tinned, so they don't look coppery. They just look silver. How wiring works is the longer and thinner the wire is, the more resistance, and as the wire gets hotter, especially in an engine bay, it gets more and more resistance. So it exponentially increases more and more. So I would not go any smaller than 1-aught for a battery relocation, especially from like an area like the trunk. You're getting a lot of resistance, especially when you're trying to crank the battery. It's providing all that power to the starter. So I would definitely recommend 1-aught as the smallest, 2-aught as the largest. 2-aught is quite a bit larger. I have some right here. I was supposed to get 50 feet like that, but I think they only sent me 25. So you can see it is quite a bit thicker than the 1-aught. The 1-aught definitely has a lot better, see, it's a lot smaller, but the 1-aught does bend around corners a lot easier. And you can see this is actually bent pretty nicely, but it is definitely a lot thicker and getting through spots with 2-aught compared to a 1-aught. I mean, it's not that much smaller, but it's definitely, it definitely is small enough to make a difference when you're trying to get through like small spots in the frame and the body. You want to make sure to keep it in places that don't have a lot of, so you won't get the chafing on the wiring, so you don't want it to rub through. If you have it on something sharp, I would recommend putting like a sleeve on that area just so it doesn't rub through. You're having electricity go through it. If that arcs to the metal, you know, it could kill your electronics, it could catch your car on fire, all that stuff. So just be careful. Electricity isn't something to mess with, especially in cars. A lot of people burn their stuff down, especially if you arc it for too long and the battery kind of goes into like a meltdown mode. Once a battery goes into like a meltdown mode, you pretty much are screwed because you can't put it out. So, or it's very difficult to put out. That's why a lot of people, when you see them like connect their battery cables when they're trying to jump somebody else's car backwards and lights their car on fire and they can't get it out, and technically like the car burns down to the ground. So be careful with wiring stuff like this. If you don't know what you're doing, you know, have somebody else do it, or just kind of do your research. Okay, so here is pretty much the power charging starting circuit wiring off the FD, and I kind of need to figure out exactly what the ground right here, I need to make sure that it doesn't connect anywhere else in this harness because I was going to separate it. Also the power, so this goes to the starter over here, that goes to the alternator. This is the starter wire, the power wire. It goes to the fuse box. It went directly to the battery. The battery was connected on this side. I pulled this little piece out because it's not going to connect to the battery anymore, so I don't need it. Just you know, precaution because it's shorting out and stuff. So yeah, that's good. So I could just run the starter directly to the battery, and then the alternator, this is the fuse for the alternator right here, and it goes from this side that has direct battery power and that is connected to the starter to the alternator. Okay, so I am needing to catch some fire ants. So I'm gonna catch them and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do with them. So here's a nice angry fire ant nest. I'm gonna catch me some fire ants. Caught me a good amount of fire ants, but I need to, you know, get them a little bit calmed down. So I'm gonna calm them down really quick. So to calm a fire ant down, you have to bring them inside. They love the AC. They love the freezer. Nothing better than freezer AC. You just pop these bad boys in here and come back in like a couple minutes. This is how you put your fire ants to sleep. Look, they went all Betty by. So now you take these chilled fire ants, they're less aggressive, and you feed my plant. So I haven't fed my plant yet this year, and they're indoors, so they don't get any like any nutrition. Come here, ant. Bye, ant. Bye-bye. So now I have to feed this one. This one needs a lot of ants. This one's about to catch a fly naturally. I didn't even know there's any flies in here. That's a dead pitcher though, fly. Go to the other one. There's an ant in this one. You can see the shadow of it. And there's, I think, an ant in every one of them. So they should be good. You know, they need food. Okay, so I grabbed another set of headlights and a grill. They're a little bit cleaner, these headlights, from those, and they have all the rubber intact, and I think all the bulbs are good. Then I had some ant fittings and all this random stuff. Here, I grabbed that just to have so I can make some lines when I need to. And I think this is why I bought an FD. I had bought this a long time ago for really cheap. FD 3S pulley kit. That's the whole reason right here. I had this, had to buy the car. So the block ground is complete, and I'm going to throw it on really quick and then throw those headlights on, the 240. Ground right there going down to the block, kinda. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, so now the block's grounded. I just need to ground the battery in the trunk. Okay, now I'm going to throw the, well, I'm going to adjust the little rubber things in these lights, throw the lights in and the grill. Okay, so I got the car somewhat looking like a car again. I put the lights and everything, the fenders, back on, and everything's nicely wired. You just look down here, and you're like, oh, look at all the wires. Look how nice they are. And you come over here, and you're just like, oh, look at that. I still need to lube them, but to test it, I'm not going to worry about it. Dang, it almost looks like a car sitting in the garage now. I just need to get a windshield. I'm still going to wait till I get it running and driving, because I might end up replacing that quarter panel and painting it. I'm going to definitely paint it two-tone. Not sure if it's going to be this combination, but it's a possibility. It's between this and seafoam green and the bottom color, whatever color that is. And yeah, different wheels though. Probably go with something that fits a little bit nicer. Probably R33s, but I do definitely like the two-tone. I love aero bumpers, and I'm so glad it's getting close. I got that one ground cable made for the FD. I also finally have the front end on the 240. The hood's not bolted on, it's just set on there. It's the one I got off that clip. It has you know, some dings and dents, and I don't know if I'll end up fixing it, but it's nice because it's the same color as the aero bumper. I just wanted to have a hood on it, make it kind of look like a car. All the fenders and lights and everything are 100% bolted in, connected, wired, and everything like that. So it definitely looks more like a car now, which is awesome. It isn't kind of, I mean, it's a bunch of colors. It looks like a drift car right now, but it will be one color. Planning on the two-tone. I definitely like seafoam green, a little bit over the like light blue gray, but I kind of do like the light blue gray. So I'm on the edge. Wheels are gonna go. R33 GTR wheels will be on here, just like my other Blue Coupe. And I don't know if I want to put a windshield in yet, because I might end up replacing that quarter panel on the other side and having to like painting this car and getting it all the way completely done. But I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to end up doing that right away or get it running and driving and then do it later, just because I don't want to have to modify stuff after I paint it. So the LS, all I have to do is wire it up. I need to figure out what I did with my MS3 Pro, because I had it in Minnesota. I saw it once here, and now I have no clue where I put it. I thought it was in my container. I looked through quite a few totes today. I couldn't find it. I still have quite a few more totes to look through, but hopefully I can find it, because I want to wire it into the BMW first to see how that thing runs, and then permanently put it in here and hook all the CNG stuff up. So I have the injectors. I need to order the adapters, because the holes on the fast intake are 14 mil and the injectors are 11 mil. So I need to do that. So that's the end of this video. I think it's gonna be maybe a mid-length video. Maybe it might be a little bit short. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Comment below. Click that subscribe button and the notification button so you can get notified when I post these videos. And see you next time.